to make a video today and bring y'all along with me and show y'all what all I'm cooking today. Last night I actually made my deviled eggs. I made my sweet potato casserole, got it all together. All I have to do is cook it. I did my bread mixture, cornbread mixture for my dressing. I'm gonna take it out, put it in a bowl, let it get all dry. I didn't need to be moist like that. And then I'm going to, this morning I'm going to show y'all how I'm going to make my pecan pie. Let's get that started. So I always use the recipe on the back of the Karo syrup. This is the best recipe. I've always made this my whole life. So this is what the recipe calls for. 1 cup of Karo syrup, 3 eggs, 1 cup of sugar, 2 tablespoons of butter melted, 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract, 1/2 cups of chopped pecans, or you can leave them whole if you like. I like mine chopped. And then we're gonna bake it in this is a deep dish pie crust. We're gonna bake it in the oven in the pie crust. We're not gonna pre-bake the pie crust. We're gonna pour all of it in there and bake it. So let's get started. All right, the first thing it says I need is 1 cup of Karo syrup. I hope y'all are having a good day so far. It's 7:30 here. Nobody's up but me. Well, the puppies are up. The dogs, they're in there in the living room playing tug of war. I washed all their toys and they think they're new. So 1 cup. I think it's like half a bottle is what it ends up being. Hello. This is my favorite pie. This is probably the only pie I cook. Now the sweet potato casserole is like a dessert. So actually I have 2 desserts today. My brother's supposed to be bringing a banana pudding. So let's see how that goes. He's a good cook too. We learned from our grandparents. Watching them cook over the years. All right, there's 1 cup of Karo syrup. Put my lid back on there so I don't spill it all over the place. Okay, then next it says 3 eggs. 3 eggs here. I usually drop the eggs in a separate bowl, but this morning I can see very clearly if I get any eggshell in this, so I'm not going to put it in a separate bowl. This is in real time, y'all. I'm making this. I'm grabbing everything as I go. I gotta wash my hands. Good morning, Stephen. This morning we're making pecan pie. He's my biggest fan. All right, the second ingredient, or third ingredient, is 2 tablespoons of butter melted. Already got that melted. This is the easiest pie you'll ever make. Fourth, 1 teaspoon. Is that teaspoon? When it comes to vanilla, I don't care. Let's do a tablespoon. There we go. All right. And then I know I gotta have some sugar in there, so 1 cup of sugar. As if we don't have enough sugar already. This right here is a diabetic killer. There is no way to make a pecan pie that's for a diabetic. I'm sorry. There's just no way. You can make little tiny mini tarts and use Splenda, I guess, but not a whole pie. It's just it's too much sweetness in it. All right. Get all my junk out of the way. Hope y'all can see me okay. All right. I got my pecans here. I used some of these last night to make my sweet potato casserole, which is in the fridge, all ready to go. And I also have a ham in the oven. And I have a pot of chicken boiling on the stove so I can have broth, and I'm gonna make chicken and dumplings. I'm not sure how much of this. Is that 1.5 cups? I might better measure these first. Okay, that's 1 cup. I always put more than 1.5 cups. These are actually already kind of chopped up a little, but I like them a little bit better chopped. Not much, just a little bit. Now that's 1 cup. That's 1/2 cup. Get the big knife out. Like I said, I'm just gonna roughly chop these because they're already pretty roughly chopped. I'm gonna look for any imperfections in there as I go. All right. Get my pie crust out here. Again, you do not have to bake the pie crust for a pecan pie. You put it in there just like that. I do have 2 pie crusts, and normally I split this recipe and just add a little bit of extra and add more pecans, but today I think I'm just gonna do 1 pie. You can put some pecans in the bottom, because what happens when you put the stuff in there, it all floats to the top. You can put some in the bottom like that, and then add the rest to your bowl. And just stir it up. Now, y'all remember I told y'all what this was? This is my tasting finger. I know y'all thinking, it's got eggs in it. You're gonna eat those raw eggs? I just want to taste it, make sure it's got a little bit. I can taste the vanilla. All right. Pour this in here. This should be just enough to fill up a deep dish pie crust. Now, if you get a small, like a shallow pie crust that don't say deep dish, it's gonna overfill it. So now, you see how the pecans, there's a gap there? All those I put on the bottom, they'll come floating to the top when they bake. That's pretty. This is gonna go in the oven at, let's see what they say, 350 for 60 minutes. Now, anytime I have ever baked a pie, I always watch it, because you don't want this pie to be overcooked, because it'll be hard as a brick. Like you can, like that. So 60 minutes. If you see it's getting too brown on top, you can cover, put a little aluminum foil around it. But 60 minutes at 350. I currently have a big old giant ham in my oven. So I'm gonna let this pie just hang out over here. Just hang out over here on my desk. Now, I'm gonna get all my stuff and clean up my mess, and I'm gonna come back with you, and I'm gonna get all my stuff out, because I am going to, y'all can go along with me too, I am going to make homemade rolls today. Yes, I know, I'm crazy. Homemade rolls with all this other stuff going on. And y'all, my ADHD is kicking in this morning. Mostly AD. Like, I feel like a ping pong ball in here bouncing around. So, hopefully I can get this dinner done today. My brother is coming, and he's bringing some things. But this is what my menu is for today. I'm having ham, traditional chicken dressing, it's yummy, primo, deviled eggs, sweet potato casserole, which is already cooked. My deviled eggs are already cooked, or already ready, not cooked. My brother's bringing collards. I was gonna make them, but he wanted to make them. Chicken and dumplings. That's what I got my broth on the stove for, and my chicken. Homemade rolls. They'll be yummy. Yeast rolls. And if they fail, I have backup. And then my son loves fried okra for Thanksgiving. I don't know why, but he does. And then pecan pie, which I just assembled. Then my brother is bringing a big turkey breast, collards. He's gonna make a banana pudding, and he's gonna bring plates and napkins and stuff. So the next thing I'm gonna do, like I said, is I'm going to get my stuff together, and I'm gonna show y'all how to make homemade yeast bread. That'll be fun. All right, I'm back. We're gonna make our yeast rolls. I'm warming up my milk. I want it to be warm enough to bathe the baby in, but we're not gonna bathe the baby in the milk. I've tried to get everything out for y'all. So first thing we're gonna do is, I've got my mixer out, and we're gonna mix in the warm water. It says 110 degrees. I was trying to get my thermometer to tell me what the temperature was, but let's see if it'll work. It's 100. Come on, keep going. It says 100, it's 100, but it needs to be 110. Let's put it in there a little longer. Don't want it to be too hot, because then it'll scald the yeast and kill it. So the yeast has to be, let's see, how much yeast? 2.5 teaspoons of dry active yeast. And this is my yeast, and I keep it in the freezer. So this is 1 teaspoon. And this is 2 teaspoons. Can I do a half a teaspoon? Get that out of the way. Let's see if our milk's the right temperature now. Not gonna let it cool off. Let's see what my thermometer says. Oh, right at it. Okay. Sit it right here in this ice for a minute. All right, while I'm doing that, let me make sure I got all my other ingredients. So this calls for 1/4 of a cup of butter, 1/4 of a cup of sugar, 1 tablespoon of salt, or teaspoon of salt, 1 1/4 cups of milk, and that has to be warmed up to 110 degrees, 2 1/4 teaspoons of active dry yeast, which are in my mixer, 1 large egg, and 3 1/2 cups of flour. Didn't even get my flour out. But ain't no problem though, it's right here. I keep my flour ready to go. Ready to go. Alright, I like to keep my flour either in the freezer or in the airtight container because you don't ever know. There might be some little weevils or something trying to get into it. I hate to mention that while I cook, but it is a reality. All right, let's see if my milk's cool enough now. Perfect. All right, we're gonna add our milk and our yeast, and we're gonna let it activate for at least 5 minutes. There's my milk and my yeast. Let me give that a little bit of a stir. Make sure it all gets mixed up. What y'all doing over there, boys? I put my tree up last night. I'm gonna show y'all that too today. But let's see, 5 minutes on the yeast. Let's see, I got everything else I need. Let me check on let me stir up my chicken over here. And I like to use chicken thighs, and I've got a chicken breast in there. I don't have a whole chicken, just chicken thighs. And I also put, I'll show y'all, I put usually some chicken bouillon, the chicken bouillon cube in there. Hold on. Chicken tomato. Chicken bouillon cube, I like to keep that in there. And I also like to, because I'm going to use this broth to make my dressing, and I'm also going to use it to make my dumplings. And then I'm going to throw in, that's half, it's like 2 tablespoons of butter. Throw that in there. All right, it's been 5 minutes. Nice and milky. All right, the next thing it says is to add softened butter, sugar, and salt. So let's see how much salt I need. I need 1 teaspoon of salt. Find my salt. Where's my teaspoon? That's a tablespoon. 1/2 teaspoon. My granddaughter must have run off with it. I'll just do 2 of these. 2 of these. I'm gonna throw this salt in with my butter. I don't want to put it in there right this second. gonna stir that up. So I got salt. All right. So butter, sugar, and salt. Where's my sugar? Here's my sugar. Here's my butter. Make sure it's not too hot. And my salt. Y'all don't forget to don't ever forget to add salt to your bread. If you do, it will not taste good. This has got sugar and some of that salt stuck to my dish. All right. Mix that together. Now, I told y'all I had backup rolls in the freezer if this don't work out right. Okay. Because I only get one shot at this, and if it don't work, it don't work. All right, then it says to mix and beat 1 egg and add it to the mixer. So, 1 egg. To wash my dishes as I go, so I just file them and then I wash them. Then add to mixture. Slowly add the flour 1 cup at a time, and then knead with your dough hook on medium-low speed. Until it forms a ball. Okay. So 3½ cups of flour, y'all. 3½ cups. Alright, that's 1 cup. Cups. Another half. Alright, when you're mixing this, if you see that it's not mixing right and it needs extra water or milk or whatever you want to moisten it with, please do so. I'm going to tell y'all how long this is going to take. I'm going to let it just go on here. Got my sweet tea. Now, when I use my my bread maker, it does all this for me. I don't have to worry about anything. It just mixes it, kneads it, rises it, and everything. But lately, I've been trying to use my bread maker more. Not bread maker, my mixer more. This looks like it's going to be a little sticky. That's because I wasn't measuring really well. I made these, it's been a couple months ago. They were so good. Mixing good, so voila. Still think it needs more flour. That's good. Last time I made it, I put in some of my sourdough starter. But I don't know if y'all know me, if y'all been following me or not, but my sourdough life is, I kind of got burnt out on that. Not really burnt out. Every time I made a sourdough loaf, it turned out like crap. It was like big giant hockey puck weights. I told my husband I was going to take them to the gym and use them as weights. Just don't seem to be making it all. Like I said, if this don't work out, guess what? I got some yeast rolls in the freezer. Or I'll just call my daughter and tell her to bring some. She's got some. She keeps them in readily supply at her house. Make sure I got everything in there. Flour, egg, yeast, milk, salt, sugar, and butter. There it goes. It says to put it in a pan, in a bowl, with some oil. Got some clay right here. And I'm gonna have to let this rise. Says to let it rise 1 to 2 hours. I got plenty of time. Come on, butter. if you see that your dough is not doing like it's supposed to, you can take it out of this and you can add it onto a floured surface and you can tweak it. What are y'all barking at over there? What are y'all barking at over there? I don't know what's going on with them two. When I say them two, I mean Yorkie. They're very weird sometimes. I'm gonna get this out of here, if it'll let me. There we go. Now, I hope y'all can see this. I've been having camera difficulties this morning already. The last time I went to make a video or edit a video, we had done this beautiful video when we were down at Columbus, Georgia, riding the Riverwalk trails, bike trails right by the river. And when I got home, my husband had some videos on his phone and I had some on mine, so we were gonna, combine them because I wanted to make a really pretty video for y'all. Because videos just don't really do that area justice. I mean, gosh, it's so pretty. Anyways, when we got home, he was transferring videos and I was transferring videos, and it was perfect, y'all. The video was perfect. It was funny. It was just, I loved it. All right, I've got this kneaded. It looks pretty. It feels good. I could knead it some more. Get your dough like you want it. Like I said, if you see it's too dry, add a little liquid. If it's too moist, add a little flour. This is what's good about yeast dough. You can work with it better than you can sourdough, or I can anyways. All right, I'm gonna put this in a bowl that's got some spray in it, and I'm gonna put it over here near my stove because my stove area is warm. And I'm going to cover it up and I'm going to let it rise. And while it's doing that, I'm going to clean up my mess because I am bad about making a mess, but I love to clean up. I can't stand a mess. Dough on my fingers. I should have took my rings off. I didn't. Okay. Pull out. Put it up there. Get this all out of the way. Y'all, I should have put my mic on. So this week, Thanksgiving week, everyone celebrates Thanksgiving differently. Well, this week we had a pretty bad tragedy in the neighborhood. My neighbor right across the street passed away. He was 66 years old. He was a bad diabetic. He had major sugar issues. He had to have a leg amputated, and he was doing great since he had that done, but his sugar was terrible. Then he started having some issues with mobility, and one day he went to get up and out of the bed to put his leg on, and he fell on the floor. Me and my husband went over to try to get him up. We couldn't get him up. He was dead weight. So we ended up calling rescue squad. They went over. This was like a week ago, a little over a week ago. And they went over and got him up. Well, then later on, like right after that, he fell on the floor again because he slid off the bed again. So this time they determined he had had a stroke. Took him to the hospital. They determined he had had a stroke and he had 3 blood clots in his brain. Well, he was in the hospital probably for almost a week. Then they transferred him over to a nursing home nearby, and he was there for 2 days, and he just died. I think probably one of those blood clots let go, and he died. So yesterday was his funeral. I'm going to dedicate this video to John, Big John, because he loved my cooking, because I took him stuff, and he would be so happy that I brought him stuff. So, and also on this day, I cannot remember how many years ago it's been. It's probably been, I want to say, my daughter's 22, so 19, 18 years ago, maybe more. My grandmother passed away on Thanksgiving Day. So, y'all keep your loved ones nearby. Check on your elderly, even if they ain't elderly, check on them. Life is short. Give thanks for what you got, because it can all be taken away in the blink of an eye. That being said, if you got anybody that you know that needs something to eat today, call them over and invite them over, or take them a plate if they don't want to come to your house. That's what I plan on doing. If anybody says they're hungry, I'll take them something to eat. I like to feed people. Today I'm supposed to have my daughter and her husband and baby, then my oldest son, only son, and then my brother and his man. So, and then me and my husband. So there should be about 8 of us. So here we go. I'm gonna stop this video for a second, and then I'm gonna come back to you. Let's see, what am I gonna do next? Clean up my mess, wash all my dishes. I know you don't want to hear that. And then I'm gonna check on my ham, because it's been cooking for a while. But I've got it in a big roasting pan, covered up completely with aluminum foil. And it has water in the bottom of it. It's not touching the water, but it has water in the bottom to keep it moist. I'm starting to smell it, so I think it's probably getting done. I'm gonna check on that. If it's done, I'm gonna turn it off, and I'm gonna put my pie in. And also put my sweet potato casserole in. And then what else? So I got my list right here. I'm gonna stir up my dressing and get it ready to go. And I'm gonna cook it. I'm gonna try to fit it in this pan. But if it don't fit in that pan, I got a bigger pan, and I also have some aluminum pans. I got some throwaway pans. And yeah, that's it until the okra part, where I have to fry the okra. So, all right, let's clean up, and then I'll show y'all my tree. Okay, I put my pecan pie and my sweet potato casserole in the oven, I've got it on 350 and I'm gonna cook it for 25 minutes or until done. I've got my ham done. I'm gonna show it to you. I'm gonna put a big old ham. Look at all that juice. All right, I've got this covered up real good. I want it to stay moist. I'm fixing to mix up my dressing for y'all. Show y'all how I do that. And put my other stuff up, clean up. Now, I'm going to stir up my dressing. I'm going to show y'all some of the stuff I put in it. Let's see, I got to get some cream of chicken soup in here. And I got to have some poultry seasoning and salt and pepper. That's about all I'm going to put in for that. So I got the biggest bowl I can find. Last night I baked a cast iron skillet with cornbread, made cornbread, and then I took the cornbread out and I stirred it all up, crunched it all up, and I added in some buttermilk biscuits. Let me make sure I wash my hands good. Some buttermilk biscuits. Yeah, I wash my hands like crazy. I'm a nurse too, so I learned a long time ago. Wash your hands, wash your hands, wash your hands. Okay. Make sure your mixtures, it don't have to be completely fine, but I've got some crackers, saltine crackers. You can use Ritz crackers too if you want. Some buttermilk biscuits that I have frozen in the refrigerator or in the freezer, and then I have some. I don't know if y'all can see that. That's what it looks like. What else did I have? Oh, some dry bread. I had some bread that was dried out, so it wasn't molded. It was just dry. Wasn't old, just dry. All right. Now, I'm going to get some chicken out. What am I doing my thing? Oh. I'll put my cutting board over here, back over here. I'll put my cutting board over here so I can put some chicken on it. Okay. I told y'all my AD is kicked in today. I'm running around in circles. I always put chicken in my dressing. I'm gonna put some chicken breast and some chicken thigh in it. That's always what I do, and everybody's got their own tradition. You don't have to put chicken in it. I just put a couple pieces in it, and then I'm gonna get out some of my good old chicken broth. I don't know how much chicken broth I add to it, y'all. You just have to play it by ear or play it by eye, I guess I should say. It's gonna take a lot, because this is a lot. This is a lot of cornbread. And if I've got too much for this pan, which I think I probably am gonna have too much for this pan, lots of other pans. And you can freeze this dressing. So if you see that you might want to freeze it for next week or 2 weeks later, or you can freeze it for Christmas. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take these chicken breasts and I'm going to cut the chicken breast and the chicken thighs. I'm going to take them out and I'm going to put them on my cutting board here. And I'm going to cut them up in little pieces. This one right here don't need cutting up, it's already cut up. I'm gonna add that chicken broth to that. These are, ooh, they're nice and tender, wow. There's no fat. These are boneless, skinless chicken breasts. Boneless, skinless thighs. I'm on a diet, and I say a diet. I'm just trying to eat healthier. I have lost 8 pounds as of today. So we want to keep it that way. It's been a month that I've been on the weight loss train again. So I want to stay on it. And it's hard. And I'm gonna eat, trust me. I'm not gonna starve today. I'm gonna eat. I'll probably taste food as I go, like I usually do. I do salt to season my chicken. Season as you go. If you wait till the very end to season up everything, it's gonna be not good. Now I do have some chicken broth in my cabinet. I'll probably use a whole box of that too. And then I'm gonna do some salt and pepper. And I did season my cornbread. And it's good. I tasted it. I taste everything as I go. Now, somebody asked me one time, how much poultry season do you use? I don't know. I just add it in there. I don't put raw eggs in my dressing. I put eggs in my cornbread. If you read on the label what's in this, it has thyme, sage, marjoram, rosemary, black pepper, and nutmeg is what's in here. You don't have to put any extra sage or anything like that. I probably put maybe 2 tablespoons of that seasoning in it. I might put more. I'm gonna put a can of cream of chicken soup. And I might end up putting 2 cans. I don't know. We're gonna see what it looks like. My oldest daughter did say she was watching my video the other day trying to figure out how I made my dressing so good. So she's asking me different things. I just love that. I love that my videos can help people, even my children. Because one day I might not be here to help them, and they can look back on YouTube videos, I'm hoping forever, and see how their mother cooked dressing when their mother isn't here. Lately I've seen lots of older people making YouTube videos, not just for young people anymore. All right, I'm gonna I hope that's, oh, okay. Thought it had to have an inner foil, but it says if you unscrew it, it gets rid of the inner foil. This is about 6 cups, I think, or maybe it's 4 cups. 240 liters. Like I said, I don't measure the liquid, so if y'all are watching, my children are watching, you're gonna have to wing it. Have to go by what it looks like. Don't want it to be too dry, and you don't want it to be too wet. Right now it's dry. Make sure you start from the bottom, because you don't want to dump this out in your pan and then you realize that there wasn't even, the bottom part wasn't even mixed in good. Since this is so much dressing, I may end up adding another can. And I do taste my dressing. I know y'all think, ew. Well, how you think you're gonna know what it tastes like if you don't taste it? That's good, but I'm not done because I gotta go get my celery and onions, cook them. This is just the preliminary. So I put probably I probably put about 4 or 5 cups of liquid in here. Now cornbread soaks up the liquid. It soaks it up, people. It soaks it up. But yeah. Alright. I'm gonna stop the video there and I'm gonna go, I'm gonna cut up some celery. I'll let y'all see how much I cut. See how much celery I'm gonna put in it. I do have another video if y'all wanna go watch it of me making dressing too. I'm thinking 2 stalks. And I'm gonna wash this really good because it's got, you know, celery is not clean. You have to wash it. So I'll be right back. My dressing fit perfectly in the pan I had picked out. I can't believe it. I got this pan at Ross's and it was $7.99. It's a really thick casserole type pan. It's thick. Alrighty, I'm gonna hold off on making this dressing. I've got it in the pan ready to go. I'm gonna probably stick it in the oven or stick it in the fridge till it's time to bake it because it's 9:30 and we're not eating till 12. So I've got it ready to go. My sweet potato casserole came out and it looks delicious. I'm so tempted to get me a bite of it, but I haven't, so I'm gonna let it cool. It's very, very, very hot, very, very hot. So, hey, good looking, what you got cooking? I want y'all to look at my yeast dough. Ooh-wee. Look how pretty. Oh my goodness. So it's been sitting here for at least an hour. And it has already reached the top of the bowl. Wow, 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 wow. That's why I love yeast dough, because it always does good. So I'm going to punch that down shortly and roll it out into some little balls for y'all. Here's my yeast spread dough. My dough. Woo, isn't that pretty? She's so pretty. I did flour my surface just a little bit so it wouldn't stick, but I don't think it's gonna stick. It said to roll this into 15 balls. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut this into half. Now this don't have to be perfect. Don't have to be perfect at all. So I'll get 1/2. Let's see. If I do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see. Let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's gonna be too big. I made these before. You can't get these rolls too big because they take up this whole pan. So I like to just roll them in themselves like that. And place them in my pan because these are gonna have to rise again. You can put them on a scale and weigh each one if you want to. You can do that. Make it like a little bubble and then pull it down like that if you want to. You can roll it around on the countertop. Trust me, you can hardly mess these up. I mean, they're gonna rise again, and they're gonna be so good. I'm telling you. So there's 3. Try to get these all the same size. They don't have to be the same size at all. See, that one looked a little smaller than the rest. Well, that looked a little smaller than the rest of them. I don't care. Because it's going in my tum-tum. I hope I can eat today. I'm on that semaglutide injection, and I can be starving to death, and I sit down to eat, and my brain tells me, you know, you're full. My daughter loves the store-bought yeast rolls. She's never had my homemade yeast rolls. So I think she's gonna like these. Her and the baby have had a cold, so I'm hoping they're getting over that. All right, that's 9. I might get more than 15. I got another pan if I need one. So if I go 3 and I might get 16. I don't know. 3 times 6. I might get 18. You're gonna find out. Do y'all hear my puppy out there? I'm trying to keep the house clean. So they're on the back porch. Don't worry, it's a little cool outside today in South Alabama, in Sampson. I think the temperatures got down into the 40s last night. It might have been gotten cooler than that. But they're not. There's a heater on the back porch. They're not cold. They haven't been out there long. But if I don't let them in immediately, they just about lose their minds. I think I made them a little bit bigger than this last time. They were big. Like one roll was all you could eat. It was big. They were so big. Alright, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3 times 5, 15. That'll be 15 if I keep doing that, but I think I'm going to have some extras. I'm going to get me another little pan. And I'm going to put I think that's Toto. He's got the biggest. I can usually tell which one he is. Toto's my 2-year-old Yorkie. I know y'all have seen him on here before. He's my little mascot. So look, that's 15 rolls. Now it says to cover these and let them rise for another hour. Let's see if I can get this on there. Alrighty, I'm gonna put this in a nice warm spot and I'm gonna let it rise for an hour. Actually, I'm gonna put them right here in the sunshine. And I'm going to spray this pan. I might get about 3 or 4 more out of here, 5 more. I bet my grandbaby will like these too. Although she's not been a big bread eater yet, but she takes after her mama, she will be. And then a little baby one. One more hour. Let me get me another cover for my another shower cap. I got a whole box of these. It's like 100 of them for $10 or something like that or less. There's 5 more. I'm gonna sit those right there in the sunshine. But it's not hot. It's not hot. And while those are rising again, I think I'm gonna go let my pups in. And I am going to go get me a quick shower, put on some clothes, and get out of my pajamas. It's the beauty of YouTube. You can wear what you want. And I'll be back with y'all. Okay, my pie is finally finished baking. It doesn't have the jiggle anymore, so I'm about to take it out. Doesn't that look pretty? Yum, yum. Okay, so I'm finishing up my lunch for Thanksgiving. I've got my fried okra there. Is that one right there? Hey, say hey. Hey. Loves fried okra. And then I've got my homemade yeast rolls. They look yummy. Ooh, they look, Dressing. Deviled eggs. My pecan pie that I showed y'all I was making. My sweet potato casserole. What else have I got? My chicken and dumplings. Woo! Gonna steam up the camera. My good old ham I chopped up. And I'm waiting on my brother to get here so we can finish up. Well, we had a wonderful Thanksgiving lunch, and the boys got them some turkey. It's a sweet potato. Yeah, it's a sweet potato. Yeah, it's a sweet potato. You too. Yeah, you too. Thank y'all for coming by and watching my video today. I hope y'all had a chance to get in the kitchen and cook something really good for you and your family. And thank y'all so much for commenting and liking and subscribing on my videos. I hope y'all have a blessed Thanksgiving. And I will see y'all on the next video. God bless.
Hey, how you doing?